In this video, we're going to use Google Sheets to display data in a table, to make a graph, and then learn how to copy it back over to a Google Doc where we can continue working with it and communicating. So first, a quick introduction to Google Sheets. It's laid out as a grid, and each of these boxes is called a cell. And so one of the most basic things you can do is just type in these cells and format it to look like a table. So whenever you're doing that, you want to make sure that you're labeling things well. So I labeled this column weeks and this column dollars. So this could be any setting you want. You could change these labels. In terms of communicating, we're going to try to focus on communicating in this class. And so I labeled this table 1. So I could have table 2, table 3, and I could refer to them in my writing. In terms of formatting things and making it look nice, there's certain things you can do that are optional, but let me show you a couple right here. I like to make my labels for the entire table go across the top and be centered. So if I select both of these cells by clicking in the middle and dragging to the right, I now have selected these two cells. Over here is a button that says Merge Cells. If you kind of hover the mouse, you'll see that it says Merge Cells. So now these two cells are one, and it spans the entire table. And then I can select the entire table, and this is your text alignment, just like in word processing, and I can choose Center. And now it just kind of looks like a nice centered table with the label at the top and everything. If I want to insert a chart now, I want to make a plot. I want the computer to do the work for me. I can click on the first label here, and again I'm holding it because I'm going to select the whole table down to the bottom. And I'm going to go to Insert Chart. And it tries to guess for you what kind of chart you wanted. And I just wanted to plot the points, so it guessed incorrectly with this bar chart looking thing. So over here it says Chart Type. I'm going to go down and I'm going to select the one that looks like it plotted points. It's called a scatter plot. So I click on that. And because I had labeled the columns and everything really well first, my chart is already well labeled. The title is dollars versus weeks. Each axis is labeled appropriately. If I wanted to change those, I would go over here to Customize. And it's pretty intuitive. I would just choose the axis titles, chart and axis titles. And you have to do them one at a time. I could change the chart title here. Currently it's dollars versus weeks. I could change it to anything I want. I could go to this horizontal axis title, and right now it's weeks. I could make it say anything I want, and so on. So you can customize titles. All right, finally, if I want to get this information out of this Google Sheet and back into my Google Doc so I could write or I could describe or I can use it, I'm going to do the same thing where I select, and I'm going to go to Edit Copy, or you could also do Control-C. And then in any Google Doc that you're wanting to, you can go to Edit Paste or Control-V. And it asks, do you want to link it or unlink it? I usually choose unlinked. What the linking would do is if I make a change in the Google Sheet, it'll be automatically updated in this Google Doc. And normally I'm just using it as a way to create the table in the first place. So I paste it unlinked, and you get this table. The challenge is you can't really move it around or do anything with it. So what I often will do first, just some tricks of the trade, is I'll insert a drawing. So if you insert the table as a drawing, now you can do Control-V or Edit Paste. So Control-V, I'm going to do the same Paste Unlinked, and it pastes it into this drawing format. So when I save and close it, instead of feeling like a table that I can easily edit, now it's more like an image. And I can choose Wrap Text, for example, and now I can move it around, the text wraps around it, and I've got this table that I can do anything I want with. If I need to edit, I can just double click and it goes back to this drawing, and that's where I can start to change the text and things like that. So it still is editable. It's a really nice way to insert a table. I can do the same thing with a graph. I can click on the graph and do Edit Copy, and then over here I can go to the Google Doc and I can do Edit Paste, and I'm going to paste unlinked again. I can play the same game where I can choose to wrap it as text, or inline just means it's treating it as a line of text. If I choose wrap text, I can shrink it, I can put it up in my text and the text wraps around it. So those are some different things you can do to get tables and graphs from Google Sheets back into a Google Doc and to move them around and create a nice looking document.